One of the hardest parts about hypothesis testing is figuring out your hypotheses. And it gets even trickier when we're doing hypothesis testing comparing multiple populations. So let's break it down step by step. So step one, just label which population is which. We're going to say that one is population A and the other is population B. Then figure out what the test is trying to determine. This is the big key to these steps, because if we can figure out step two, everything else will just fall into place. So look for key words like an increase from population A to population B, or a decrease, or if there's been a change between the two populations. Then we can figure out what the relationships will be between these two populations. So if we're told that the test is trying to determine if there's been an increase from A to B, that means that A would be less than B. If there's been a decrease from A to B, that means that A is greater than B. And if there's been a change, that means that they don't equal each other. Now, you've seen these signs before. These signs are what show up in your alternative hypotheses. Now, there's still a little bit of work that we have to do to properly show what our alternative hypotheses will look like, but this is how we will get there. So for the hypotheses, we need to put the populations on the same side, meaning we need to show it as A minus B is less than 0, or greater than 0, or does not equal 0. And those are all of your alternative hypotheses that you could have. Those are your three options. The final step is just to figure out the opposite. And whatever the opposite is becomes your null hypothesis. So for the first one, it's greater than or equal to 0. For that second one there, it's less than or equal to 0. And your final one is just equal to 0. And that's how we can work through these 5 steps to figure out what our hypotheses will be when we're comparing multiple populations.